Hey everybody, it's Steve. Welcome back. I'm standing out here in my lovely patio where I would like to sit and relax, but it's kind of a hot day and I need a fan. The fan, however, won't come on, and the reason is the toggle switch that we have inside the house to turn it on is broken. They do fail from time to time, I don't know why, but this one does need to be replaced. Luckily, it is in fact something that even I can do. Okay, so we are going to be working with electricity today, and although this is a relatively simple fix, it is absolutely critical that we turn off the power before we get started because you are going to be working with live wires. So we're going to go to my sub panel here, which luckily is nicely marked. I see from my outside switches, and I'm just going to throw that into the off position. Okay, should be ready to go. We'll go inside and we'll check it and make sure that the power is in fact off. Okay, so I happen to know that this particular bank of switches is all controlled by that same circuit breaker that I just threw to the off position. I can check all the switches and make sure that there is no power, and there is not, so we are ready to go. Unfortunately, this particular plate has 8 screws that I'm going to have to undo, so you'll have to be patient as I do that. Unfortunately, this is the switch in my house that was broken, so although it would have been easier to do one with just the 2 screws, we're going to do this one. Let's go. Okay, the screws are off, so we'll remove our plate, and here's the switch we need to remove. So there are, again, 2 screws for that, and those are Phillips, so we will grab our Phillips screwdriver. Now these you don't have to take all the way out. It should be just enough that it pulls away from the screw hole in the back. Okay, so I have unscrewed it, and I'm ready to remove the wires. However, I want to emphasize once again that this is live electricity that we're dealing with here, and so we have to be certain that we've turned off the power at the right switch. I'm lucky, my box is well marked, and I know that the switch I threw is for this bank of light switches. Now what I've done is I've turned the power back on temporarily to demonstrate this little tool here. This is a Sperry voltage detector, and what it does is like a little wand. You can hold it nearby the switch, and if you get that red warning light, that means that there is still electricity flowing through here, which we should expect because I've just gone back out and turned the power back on. Now you won't always get it by doing it on the outside of the switch. Like this one, for some reason, I'm not getting that warning. This one I do, and the middle one I don't. So a more reliable way is to go where the wires are, again, without touching any of the wires, and getting nice and close. You don't actually have to touch them, it's touchless. But get in there nice and close to make sure that the power is off. So let's go outside, we'll turn the power back off, we'll come back in and check. Alright, I've turned my power back off, and I'm going to now do another check. And you can see pretty much everywhere I go, no power. Alright, so we're in good shape, we're ready to disconnect our wires and put in our new switch. Alright, so I'm going to pull this out so we can get a good look at the wires behind it. And what you should see is 3 wires. In my case, it's 2 blacks and 1 bare wire, just a bare copper wire. And that's what you want to see. If you see more than that, additional wires, and that means that there's probably a secondary switch that controls the same set of lights. That is a different type of switch, so these instructions are not going to work for that. This is for a very simple 1 light, 1 switch setup. You may find that your switch is wired slightly different than the way you see mine. First of all, not all switches use the quick connects. As you can see here, this one is connected to the side with the 2 black wires as opposed to the quick connects. And this one has, instead of a bare copper wire for the ground, a green plastic encased wire. So those are just a couple things you might see. Okay, so we have our wires here, so we're going to need to remove the old wires so we can get the new switch installed. Alright, if you take a look at the back of the switch, you're going to see the 2 black wires go into these little circular holes, and then next to each of the holes is a little slot. You'll see printed on the switch, in most cases, actual language that says press here to release. So we're going to use a little watch screwdriver that fits nicely into this hole, and it requires a lot of pressure, and it would be nice to have 3 hands, but we're going to drop that in there, and there we go, that releases. And then the other side, so you can see what's in there, it won't come out until you press the release. So you stick that in there, push hard, and there we go, that's released. Okay? And then next we need to remove our ground wire. So that's a screwdriver. So we'll just loosen that a little bit, just enough so that we can slide our wire out from behind it. All right, there we go. This is our bad switch. We'll get our new switch and we'll replace it. When buying a replacement switch, the most important thing to look for is that your new switch is a single pole. I've linked one below in the description. Okay, so we want to install our switch right side up. This one says made in China on the back, so make sure that's not upside down. And then we'll turn it. And it doesn't really matter which of the holes you put your black wires into, but we'll do this one to the top. So this is just going to push in, and you should hear a little snap, and it won't come free. That means you've done it right. Same thing with the other side. If you find that when you try to insert your black wire into the hole, it doesn't fit, and you have to try to force it, it's a good chance that your wire is actually thicker than 14 gauge. These quick connects are only allowed to use 14 gauge wire. Anything thicker, you can't do it. In that case, it's no problem. You can use the screw holes on the side. You can either do a back connect or run it along the side and connect it that way. Just tighten this screw nice and tight and you should be good to go. And then next we'll attach our ground wire back to our ground. Put that on there nice and tight. Grab our screwdriver and tighten that up. It's secure. Everything should be good. And we're ready to push it back on the wall. So we're gonna hide that in there. The wire's in there nice and tight. Make sure that nothing comes loose. All right, we're ready to reconnect our switch. Now again, I would have the power off at this point because if you get your fingers in there and you touch some of the bare wires, you could get a shock. So the power should still be off. If you want to run a quick test, you could turn the power on at this state, toggle the switch, see if it's working. If it is, then go forward with reattaching it. But I would not be messing around with attaching this if the power is on. All right, so we're going to line up our two screws here with the holes. And then tighten. All right, so I've left it a little loose, and the reason I've done that is so that I can confirm that when I put my plate back on, everything lines up, and we are good. And we can finish screwing this in nice and tight. And put our plate back into place just to make sure it fits, and it does. So at this point we'll turn our power back on and we'll give the switch a test. We can take that off for now, and we'll make sure that it's working before we put all our 8 screws back in. Let's go do that. Okay, you can see that our power is back on. We have our little green light here, and we'll hit that, and sure enough, we got our fan moving. We are back in business. All right, now we're ready to put back our 8 screws. Okay, there we go. Got our fan working. If you need the light, turn that on. Everything's working a-okay. So I'm gonna sit down now and just have a nice cup of joe and enjoy my fan. If you found this video helpful, please like, please subscribe. That is very helpful. We do have a link to the switch down below in the description. So if you can use that, that's also appreciated. Now remember, this is an electrical job. Be sure to turn off the electricity before you do anything. Otherwise, you could be at risk of electric shock. All right, until next time, this has been Steve for Things That Even I Can Do.